August 8th, 2025. Retiring in Japan, the daily journal of a 61-year-old retired guy living in Japan. Look at those wavy clouds up there. It's a better day than yesterday. Yesterday was tough. It's hard to face the truth, the reality of ourselves sometimes, and to face that down and find our way forward. But, I mellows things and I've trained myself. This might sound like flattery, but so be it. Trained myself to go silent when I'm in the midst of it, so as not to soil others with my own confusion and the maelstrom that might be happening in my head. So the time has passed and I'm better collected, feeling much, much better. I don't feel good like I didn't solve the problem. I just see the problem now. It's like stepping back from the fray, apprehend the target, the challenge, and plan the next step forward, which begins today with the steps of routine. I think I'm doing all right with what I'm doing. Let me friggin' heck, look, I'm walking into the culture by myself right now to go meet my neighbors and do morning exercise. I'm not shying away from this culture, but I simply have to reconcile in some ways some limits that just maybe. So let me carry on forward and we'll proceed through the day. Hopefully I'll remember to lift the camera and show you some of the interesting moments. It's going to be a full day. Yeah, a real day, a literal Friday. Let's begin. So radio exercise went really well. Kind of muted, still residue of yesterday is still hanging over my head. And then one of my friends who I told yesterday, one of my neighbors and friends who I told yesterday that I should have my license appointment, asked me if I had my license, and I didn't expect that. And I had to explain, my failure to get the appointment time right. It's going to be a while. This is going to cloud over my head, which is a good thing if I learn to do better, right? I will strive to do better. I will strive to press into my discomfort zone, so that I can stand more on my feet. It's a little like standing up in the midst of a storm, right? Trying to brace yourself. I'll do it. Okay, now it's time to get home. It's trash day, and no, it's not trash day. It's bin to can day. It's bottles and cans day. So we'll get that all together. That's my job, to take it down to the place. I'll turn the camera on when I get down there. Of course, we got to walk the dogs before that. I've already got the photography done for my 2 listings, and I'm kind of giving myself some latitude to maybe do a bonus listing if I wrap everything up in time. It's not so much about like the business has a goal. The business is the consumption of time, the useful consumption of time, which, according to my creed, consists of a hell of a lot of #distraction. Wrapping a lot of stuff up there. Look at the garden. The woman who runs this part, she does such a nice job. Look at that. She's already been up and watered everything. Okay, let's get home and I'll water my garden and start our day. Wow. Big spider. All right, after I turned the camera off, I took a close look at that cicada to see what was going on, and it had a malformed left front wing, which is why it couldn't fly. It didn't appear to be damaged. It looked like it, emerged from its transformation stage with basically a bad wing. So I delivered it over by the tree. Hopefully it can climb the tree, get some nourishment from the tree, but I don't think it's long for the world. The first time it attempts to fly, it'll be tumbled to the ground. I've been thinking yesterday about how vicious and predatory the nature of the world is, how suffering is rampant. Everything, just about everything, suffers before it dies. We humans are a bit lucky that we might be able to facilitate for one another, or even ourselves, a relatively peaceful end. But what a system. What a system indeed. I wonder what keeps this field from becoming overgrown like everywhere else. Listen, nothing is done there. Okay, here's the 5 houses, 4 of which are being demolished. You can kind of peek through in the kitchen there. Mailbox. There's the mailbox. There's the bathroom, literally for the bath. The old place for the light above the door. This is the genkan, the reading area, entrance to the house. That would have been the main room right there. The storage area for the futon. Another good glimpse of the genkan. The old wood, mailbox, etc. You can see right through the house into the kitchen from here. There's the kitchen. A little bit of a patio space right there. Space outside. Oh, close view of the genkan bulb there. They're all the same floor plan, of course. And then the last one here, number 5, no demolition happening there. There's still a sole occupant who I've never seen, but I see the door's open. I've never seen, but there's evidence of life, as we've just seen just now. And I can usually hear NHK coming from the door here. Let's see. Come here. I think you might have heard the NHK going on. Hearing NHK from the room like that, from any Japanese home, is going to tell you right away the demographic that resides therein, or at least has control of the TV remote or the radio dial. It doesn't feel like trespassing. I just walked on that public easement across for a view, and you could hear it. Okay, I'm almost home. That place we were just at is right down the street from where I live. My street is right here. Oh, construction guys the construction guys are here. Let's take a look. Working on this new house down from us. I turned it off when I said a good hello. Oh, here's my neighbor's cool scooter. Check this out. I love his scooter. That is so cool. I don't want to have a motorcycle anymore. I've made the commitment that I will not ride motorcycles anymore, but both he and my neighbor right here, he has a cool scooter too. I love them. Seeing their scooter out for the day. I think he's got the day off. I think he's semi-retired. He's going to have fun. He gets a cool helmet and all his gear, and he heads off into the mountains. But my walking isn't done. It's been Tokano. He's been bottling Cande, so I need to go inside and get those, walk them down. Hopefully my battery will last a little bit. I can show you. We'll see. That's what bin bottling Cande looks like. It's a real neighborhood event. There's people that are assigned to be watching over everything. So you come down with your bottles and your cans separated, cleaned, labels removed, caps removed. It's a very organized process. You put it in the appropriate places, and the people will supervise and watch over to make sure you do it right, not leaving anything incorrectly or putting the wrong things that don't belong there, and that you do it in the right segregated piles. It's also a nice social event. I saw a Spike, the Dachshund dog, and his rare event to see his mama and papa together. Usually mama walks Spike in the morning. We sometimes run into them right over here. And then papa walks him in the evening. They don't really walk together, but papa will have the assigned duty to keep his eye on everything this morning. So now I walk back. I'll bring a bag with me. Yumiko can reuse this. It's all very efficient for places. Look at how this row is all overgrown. Someone got a good start on this garden, but then decided to let it go. It's all overgrown. Isn't that the way life? It's funny how these thoughts segue with the dragonflies. These good intentions, start something, a project, get a little bit of way along, and then yields to something else. It's tough to find the useful and doable routine and all that. Turn the camera off as I get close to that woman there. Don't like putting people on the spot. Lots of life zipping around in there. No kids yet. Doing my morning walk here. No kids. It's still summer break. That's how I'll know when summer break is over. We'll see the kids come back, and then it'll really feel like autumn is here in earnest. Speaking of which, I meant to mention that yesterday. I may have mentioned it in passing, but there's always a day. It took me 61 years to get to the point that you could apprehend that. I could apprehend that. There's always this day. Usually it comes sooner than expected, like in August, when you feel summer passing into the micro season passes into another micro season that feels more like autumn than summer. And I feel like that happened this week, even though it's only like the first 9 days of within the first 10 days of August. It feels like that's happened. Maybe it's just the overcast sky, but something feels different. There's a change afoot. Okay, let's get home. Yumiko's getting breakfast for the dogs, and then we'll have breakfast for us, and I'll get started doing some work. Oh, and just one more thing as I pass by these old houses again. I think I'm starting to move past yesterday's disappointment and self-frustration. That stuff is perishable. It has a short shelf life, relatively speaking. Besides, there's nothing to be done. Shoganai, as the Japanese would say. Can't be helped. So, lift the chin, straighten the back, move forward. There's my friend. Gotta get the laundry, take that upstairs. And Rudy can eat with me up there while I put up the laundry. Oops, there's money in the bottom of the washing machine. Oh yeah, that's the money that I put in my pocket last night, 200 yen. Hey, Rudy. Right, Papa. Hello, Softypapa here from the Softypapa store with another Japan treasure to share. This beautiful little sake cup is just so beautifully formed. I love it. Now, this is not an old piece, and I don't think it's ever been used. It's basically brand new. See, with sake cups, you can look for scuff marks on the base, and there are none. It's in perfect condition. Is that a chip? It is. Well, I don't know if it's a real chip. Let's take a closer look. I think it may be just the firing chip. It may be why maybe it never got sold. Let's take a look. It's so interesting to me how sometimes I don't spot these things until I start the camera going. I look them over carefully, but do you see right there? Yeah, that looks like a chip. So it does have a small chip right there. Sometimes there's these little firing spots like right there, but I don't think that's what that is. It could be. Yeah, no, that's a chip. So it is chipped, darn it. Oh well, but look at that, it looks like Australia. Anyway, this glaze is it's an iron-based glaze. It provides this kind of a look. There's a Caledon, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, glaze that looks like this, but this is more of a Caledon inspired glaze. I think it's more of a modern piece, but it's very beautiful. I really do like it. And it's, nice little size, nice little display item, or something that could be actually actively used by someone who enjoys sake or other beverages like that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Anyway, this is available in the store. Like I said, not too old. In, pretty dang good condition, except for that one little chip. Here's a couple photos. Time for a tea break. This senbei, by the way, is available in my store. This is the sugary one. Oh good. Yumiko's invited me to use her room here that has the air conditioner for a workspace. So I've got my room over there. I'm here. She did that because it's got a functioning air conditioner, which I don't really need yet, but so thus no shirt. But I was just sitting here, and as I was waiting for updating the listing here, and I was just in here, and I had this thought about how it reminds me. For some reason, I was reminded of starting my business from home. What was it? Gosh, 22 years ago, and how I had the huge road ahead of trying to support a family, and how different this is, because none of the money that I make has to go to anything, right? Because all of the money to support our life comes from our retirement funds. This is just icing on the cake. And it's like the stress came back for a moment. I remembered, I was just sitting here and I was remembering the stress of trying to get the business started before, and how, oh man, I've got to pay the rent, I've got to pay for my daughter's tuition, I've got to buy the groceries. None of that anymore. And if it sounds like I'm flattering myself, maybe take it as such, but it's not that. It's an observation of the same circumstances in the same place in a different life situation, and how different the experience really is. Work doesn't have to have the stress if you can. I mean, it needs the stress, I guess, if it's necessity, but if you get past or beyond or somehow overcome the necessity, it can actually be fun. It can be fun. People describe it as being fun even under the anvil of, under the weight of necessity, but I never found that. Okay, my morning work is all done. I've got all the videos uploaded and shared. Hey, there's a butterfly on the yuzu tree. All the videos are uploaded, and I've listed an antique item and the sake cup, and I've listed the inventory item, which is another version, the Goma version of the same senbei I listed yesterday, from that Tokyo maker. I'll include both of the commercials in here somewhere. And then what I'm going to do now, we're just going to go now to lunch. The laundry is drying nicely. The day is unfolding nicely. I've sold this item. Take it from the Softypapa shelf. This whistle. Taisho Arrow policeman's whistle. So that's been sold, and so it's gonna leave the Softypapa shelf and go off to its new owner. All right, so I'll just put this here, waiting for me when I get back. Let's go to lunch. It's lunchtime at the udon place. It's good stuff, but it's really crowded. All right, so lunch is udon, as I said, and we've all got it laid out here. I've got the kake udon, which I always get, with a little bit of pumpkin and some karage. Dad's got Nisen 470 yen, which is probably, gosh, that's got to be $18 for lunch for three. Plenty good deal. Yeah, but busy place. Wow. Just dropped Dad off. Now we're going to head over to Ando. I need to pick up senbei to fill and order. It's Friday after all, and I want to get all the remaining orders out before the weekend. So let's go to that. Okay, here we are in Ando, and there's the fishmonger. They've had that same music playing for decades. We're at Family Mart, where Yumiko got some money from the machine over there, but we still have to go to the bank to do some payments, but she suggested we get some ice cream. So, or as our daughter used to say, aichichi. So what to get? Oh, I see.
My main one.
Oh, there's the one for me. Wait a minute. No. Yeah, no. What? Looks like the one I like.
Yeah. Carbonated ice bar.
This camera's so screwed up.
Something better out there.
Okay, so what did you say that it might be good? Oh.
It's carbonated.
Carbonated gari-gari-kun.
It's fizzy ice bar.
Oh, wow. That does sound interesting.
No, you're gonna get that.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a creature of habit. I like that. That chocolate looks good too, but it's not the one I usually get. Sometimes if I dig, I can find it. But it's the same maker, right? I think it's...
Chocolate chip.
But it's Glico. Yeah, I don't want that. I want this. Yep. Of all of these great ice creams, I always get the same damn thing. All right, here we go. So how is it?
Well, it's a little different.
It does. It's like a Gordon Ramsay moment, right? It doesn't look at all like the menu or the description. There's the bench. Okay, we're done with the convenience store. We had our ice cream, and now we're at Shimizu Bank. Which I haven't been to this place forever, since we used to do our kitty stuff, whatever the hell. Anyway, we used to do stuff here for like Hogo Shakai or something, right? Something. Once in a while. I don't know that I've ever been inside. Let's go inside. There's the ramen place that I usually go to. I like that place.
You're scared of backing up.
Very.
You always leave at this much space.
Can't you tell? Yeah, I am definitely afraid of backing. Two backup accidents.
There's a chance somebody
I know.
will get in the front
I know.
door.
Hopefully I'll be better when my eyes are fixed. That is the quietest most deadest bank I've ever been in. It's like nothing going on in there. But it's a nice bank. I like the art on the walls. I didn't take any pictures because I didn't feel right. But they're did all our stuff. Do you need to go anywhere else now?
No.
No. Okay, we'll go home and I can pack and ship orders. Okay, so my 2 orders are ready to go, sitting there in the back. There's a shipment. There's what are they? The whistle and an order of tea to Olaf. I hope he doesn't mind me saying his name in Sweden, who's been helping me. Gosh, I told him the name and the country. I think that's okay. Who helped me? Thank you, Olaf. You helped me sort out my shipping, or the availability of my eBay store listings in Sweden. So I threw a couple of extras in there for you in appreciation of that. Let's get some money and some coffee and then go to the post office. Very, very handy machine. I love these ATMs at 7-Eleven. They do the job. Withdrawal. Confirm. Check in. Pen part, secret. Bada 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 bada. Okay. The money and the stuff. I dropped my cup on the floor. I always drop something at the convenience stores, money or cups, and they fly all over the place. Why does it feel like we're meeting here every day at 7-Eleven? Maybe it does kind of seem like we're meeting at the same place all the time, huh? There's little Rudy enjoying the air conditioning. I got my coffee. So I'm feeling much better after yesterday. At this same time yesterday, I felt almost ill after my my ill-fated effort to get secure my Japanese driver's license yesterday. It's really not that big a deal. Okay, let's go. But it sure felt like a big deal in the moment, and all the rest of the day yesterday hung over my head like a, like a weight, a burden, like the stress of blowing it. I remember that stress when I was working, and I would, have like an office faux pas, something I just kind of blow it, and I feel exactly that same way. And then the next day I would feel fine. That's exactly how it is today. Okay, I was in there for a long time. It turns out that I ran into something that I hadn't encountered yet. I was shipping to Sweden. It turns out that the EU has a special code called the HS code that needs to be filled out for every shipment. Go ahead, Rudy. Let me move my little dog. You need these little codes. If you're going to ship to the European Union. I didn't know that, so they had to look it up. Now, this is interesting, they're very helpful at this post office. While they were busily helping to fill it out, the HS codes that I didn't have, they gave me the information, this sheet, which I was sitting there waiting for them to fill it out. They gave me this, and I took a photo of the page and I gave it to ChatGPT under a project that I created for my online business, so I can group all of the custom GPTs that I use for my business under this one project. I then asked it to prepare itself to research and be prepared, so in the future when I'm shipping to the EU, any of the countries on this list, I can simply say, hey, I've got some green tea, give me the HS code for that. I tested it out, it works like a charm. So I don't have to look it up because the website for it all probably will be in Japanese. I've got, this is a great, I think, a very good use of artificial intelligence, assuming it doesn't make anything up, in fetching the HS codes for me along the way. Sorry to keep you waiting so long, little Rudy. Let's go for a little walkie. Okay, quick stop at the taiyaki place right there. A great taiyaki, the little fish-shaped things with sweet stuff on the inside. Just to get a little treat for you, Miko and I, to have, to celebrate the day. This is my doctor's office right there. It's closed today. That's my doctor. And that's his office has got the longest name that you'll ever encounter for a doctor's office. Take a look at this name. Kenritsu Daigakumai Clinic, which just means the clinic in front of the Kenritsu University. It's simple enough it's said in English, but in Japanese it's a long name. There's Rudy. Let's go home. I'm home and it smells so good. He always gets upset when we drive in. He doesn't know what. I think that's the way he expresses his excitement. There's nobody here to get mad at, dude. Just the smell of the taiyaki. Yeah, smells good, huh? Yeah. Taiyaki time. No. Made all the better by a good, hard day's work. Right? Right.